Something I didn't have on my bingo card this year was a viewer reaching out to me and asking if I would be interested in some doubles of Aliens collectibles that he had in his collection. These type of things are definitely unexpected. I was not expecting to kind of wake up and see a message on one of my videos saying, hey, would you be interested in some of these things? So we had some correspondence, and I really can't thank Robafett's Bounty enough for being willing to part with some of the stuff from his collections. It was doubles, things that he thought I may be interested in, and man, I just can't thank you enough. If you get a chance, I highly recommend go check out his YouTube channel, Robafett's Bounty. He does all sorts of retrospectives, reviews, unboxings of toys, really great content. And as a matter of fact, during our correspondence back and forth, he'd mentioned that he's going to start posting some new videos, some custom figures he's worked on. So I can't wait for that. I've enjoyed going through and watching a lot of his content, so please go check out his channel. Robafett was kind enough to email some pictures of some things, and he said, hey, what are you interested in? And I said, honestly, anything you're comfortable parting with. I don't want to, tap into your own personal collection. He rest assured that these were duplicates of things he had. And what's really awesome about some of these things is they're things that I've really wanted to add to my collection, but they're just hard to track down either here in the States or just at all. And to my surprise, when the package did arrive, he had a bunch of extras. So I'm gonna say it a bunch of times. I will say it again. Thank you so very much, Robafett, for being kind enough to share this with me. It's in a great home, someone that's gonna enjoy this for years to come and is super thrilled to add this stuff to my collection. But some of the stuff I want to talk about first comes from the Alien War total reality experience that was in London back in the early 90s. I have one piece of merch from that total reality experience. It's actually an Alien War London Survivor button, something that you would have got, I'm assuming, if you made it through the exhibit unscathed and you actually survived. I found that several years ago, but the things he sent over are really, really cool. First off, these bags, these merch bags, which, may not be exciting to some people. I think they're awesome just because they're big, they have the logo on there, and something that probably didn't stand the test of time. You went through the total reality experience, you got your merch at the end, and there's a good chance this bag may have got thrown away. So these are really awesome. He also included a couple of these promotional flyers that I think were probably sitting around different pubs in different areas in London, sort of drawing people into the experience. This Official Society issue #1 Alien War book magazine. It's got an interview with Sigourney Weaver talking about, setting up the exhibit, a chance to join the Alien War Society, interviews with the creators, the cast members that play the different Colonial Marine parts within Alien War. It's really cool, and I'm assuming this is something maybe that you had to purchase or they gave away for free. I don't really know. And next up is this Alien War Survivor pin. Again, something so cool that may not have stood the test of time. Someone may have brought this home, used it as an actual pin. Hey, I got a phone call, jot down who called. That's how I used to do it back in the day. Took it to their office, and it's probably long since gone. So this is something that I just love. It's quirky, unique, different, and with the Alien War branding, just really one of a kind. Stuff that would be really hard for me to find here in the States. Next up is this Alien War privilege card. It's a 2-for-1 entry pass, valid through January 31st, 1995. You can see on the back, it's got the privilege number and some information on how to redeem this. And then something else I found very interesting is this Alien War, looks like maybe a sort of a lobby card or advertisement card. It's got the really cool Weyland-Yutani logo with the Xenomorph Alien War advertising their Trocadero London location. And on the back, it's handwritten. It says, visit number 3, June 2nd, 1994. Ryan, Kevin, Payne, Anthony, and me. Video cam not working. Took my own pictures. Got caught. Some will be back. Below that, it says, unknown female pulse rifle. What I think this is describing here is a group of friends went to the Alien War experience. They took a camera in. They got caught taking pictures. And someone working there says, hey, we'll send some of these pictures back. And they didn't get them maybe they never did get them. I don't really know, but it seems like maybe an unknown female with a pulse rifle said, you know, not today, friend. That's just awesome. And it kind of just harkens back to a completely different time, right? You didn't have a phone at your disposal to take pictures. You had to sneak in a camera. And how fun is that? I thought this was really special and really, really neat. I can almost picture myself there. I mean, even though it was halfway across the globe for me and I never got a chance to do it, but just sort of seeing these items and seeing that handwritten sort of memory on the back of this, it's just really, really, really neat. And I thought this stuff was awesome. There's also a couple of newspaper clippings he included. Alien Attack, it's monstrous fun at Granada Studios tour, talking about the Alien War Total Reality exhibit. And then, being that Kenner's Alien toy line is my favorite toy line, here's a newspaper clipping talking about the action figures, going into detail about it, giving you an opportunity to win figures from that line. So this stuff is just absolutely incredible. Things that would be near impossible for me to track down here in the States unless I just got really lucky like I did with the Alien War button. But I was just blown away. He overdid it, and I'm just so thrilled to add this stuff to my collection. Some other notable things that he threw in this care package. Looks like some Alien 3 lobby cards from when the movie was released as promotional items. You know, they would throw these in the theater of the lobby. A lot of times you could get them for free. Really awesome. I have a few lobby cards in my collection from different films, but nothing from Alien or Aliens universe. So I thought these were really, really special. And, you know, something again that I've never seen before. I was pleasantly surprised to see some Alien Earth promotional merchandise thrown into the mix. Very cool. I don't have any Alien Earth promotional stuff at all. So this is really awesome. We got a button, a couple of things here. So really neat to add some Alien Earth stuff to my collection, things that I don't have at all. He included this very robust, very nice U.S. Colonial Marine patch, which is awesome, very well made, something that probably would be used for a cosplay. I don't believe I have one of these at all, so that was a very nice surprise. He threw in a couple of the Super 7 Reaction figures. I think these are a lot of fun. Most of the ones I have are still on card, so it's nice to have these loose. These are a couple that I don't have. He threw in a Predator in there as well. So we got a little Alien versus Predator action going on. Super duper sweet. I was also pleasantly surprised to see these biodata cards from the UK release of the Kenner Aliens figures. Now, the biodata cards that we got here in the States were on the back of the figure card, and you could cut those out. In the UK, these were separate cards, and he's got a lot of the xenomorphs he included, some of the Colonial Marines, you know, the Flying Queen, which is awesome. You got Drake, Ripley, Bishop. To my surprise, a couple of the more uncommon ones, you know, with the color variants for O'Malley and Hudson. Also included some various UK edition of the Dark Horse comics from the 90s. These are really sick, you know, they're a lot larger than the comics we got here. There's some extras inside there. I love the artwork on the covers. I like that they're just a different format than the size that we got here. I'll have to flip through and see if there's some extra goodies inside there. I haven't really got a chance to do that, but I love all the different color cover variations that he sent over. So these are just something really nice to add to my somewhat small but decent size Dark Horse comic book collection. I've collected most of those in omnibus or graphic novel form, you know, all bundled together. I do have a few individuals loose, but I do not have any of these larger UK style ones. So these are really, really awesome. And of course, lastly, I want to talk about the coup de grace, something that I have been on the lookout for a incredibly long time. And that's the Tiger Electronics Operation Aliens handheld game. This is kind of shrouded in mystery. I've heard conflicting reports. It was never released. It was going to be released in the States and never was. It was only released in the UK. My speculation is that it was released in the UK for sure. Obviously, Robafett got his hand on one or two, but I never saw it here in the States. I had a bunch of these growing up. I had a Batman one, I had a Ninja Turtle one, and I really gotta say, for these type of games, they were never all that great. But For something as simple as roaming down a hallway and shooting aliens, I think that the Tiger Electronics format really works for Aliens. And of course, it has the Operation Aliens branding on it. We all know this was the attempt to maybe put a cartoon out there and call it Operation Aliens. I have some Kenner documents that talks about how they were going to push Fox to do that. Again, some animation cells were put together mainly for commercials, but they decided to switch gears and use live footage from the movie and kids playing with the toys instead. Nonetheless, it's one of those things that has the Operation Aliens branding on it that I wanted to add to my collection. There are still a few more items, a board game, a poster, TV shirt. I've never seen this up for sale anywhere. They may pop up on eBay from time to time, but they've escaped me. But this thing is so cool. It's so neat to have another Operation Aliens piece of merchandise in my collection, and it's something I've been wanting for a very long time. And the fact that he had an extra one he was willing to send over, Robafett, thank you so much. This is so awesome. I have a high score of like 3,480. I may be the world's ranked #1 player in this game. I don't know if that's official, if there are official standings, but it's really cool. So you kind of roam this corridor as Drake, I believe, and you shoot down aliens. It looks like it's maybe a combination of the Scorpion alien. At the end, it's the Queen alien. So I don't really know. You can pick up weapons along the way, but it's fun. It actually is fun for one of these type of games. And like I said, the format of kind of an aliens-themed version of one of these, I feel works pretty good. The rest of these were just so-so. There was never any that are great. And I can't say this one is that great, but I love the artwork on it. It's such a throwback to a different time. And so this is so great that I can actually add this to my collection. Super rad, something I may never find here in the States. If it was never released here, it'd be really hard to find, or if it was released in small quantities, I don't really know. But it's super duper awesome. And I'm gonna try to beat my high score of 3,480. So if you play this game and you have a higher score than that, let me know. One thing I wanted to mention in this video, and it's something small, I was actually at Target and they had a bunch of these Madball knockoffs, and one in particular has a face hugger on it. Now, this is not licensed property of Aliens or the Aliens universe or anything like that. They just took their own liberties and added this on there. I think there was an official Madball kind of thing that had a face hugger on it released some years ago, but you know, I had Madballs as a kid. When I saw this, I was like, this is too cool. It's knockoff of Madball, knockoff of Aliens, super quirky. I wanted to mention it in this video just because I think it's really neat, and I picked up the other couple that they had there because, you know, the collecting of Madballs is a whole nother thing that I don't even want to get into. I'd like to, but it's just hard to do, and the vintage ones, the retro ones are kind of expensive. But I wanted to mention this really wacky alien Madball knockoff. Again, thank you so much, Robafett's Bounty. Go check out his channel. It's really cool. He's such a super awesome dude. Man, it just was so unexpected, and I can't thank him enough. Viewers, you know, let me know. What do you think of this amazing haul that was sent to me? So awesome. Do you have any of this stuff? Some of the harder to find stuff like the Alien War things. Those are just, you can't find those things anywhere. I would really like to know. And if it's your first time checking out 2-Day Rentals, do me a favor. If you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, hit like, get the notifications when I post new videos, tell your friends, share it with them. I love to grow this community of people just to talk about all the fun stuff we love to collect, the memories of going to the video store on a Friday night with your friends, new stuff that comes out, all that fun stuff that we love to do. It's a good time. And I can't thank each and every one of you enough that have subscribed and joined the conversation already. And it's like I say at the end of all my videos, let's be kind as we rewind and fast forward through time. Thank you so much for stopping by 2-Day Rentals.